is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty from Ty Drives, and we're back at it again, and we're driving a 2022 Audi A8L. So this is the facelifted new style A8. So as you notice in here, it's a little bit the same as the pre-facelift model, but on the outside it is pretty different. So we have some different features such as the headlights, bumpers, grills, and things like that. But in this video, we're going to take a nice test drive with this vehicle. We're going to get it out onto some back roads. We'll kind of get it up to about 45-50 miles an hour at some point, see what the road noise, wind noise, things like that are. We'll also get a nice acceleration clip. I like to start at about 25 miles an hour. We'll take it up to 60, see how the transmission reacts, see how fast we can get up to speed. And we also have a pretty bumpy road planned out for you guys. So we'll drop it into comfort mode and see how the A8 rides over the bumps. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be pretty good. Very excited to drive this car. Now, if you are looking for a dedicated features review, I have one of those up on my channel, so make sure you check out Ty Drives. So in that video, I will point out all of the features starting on the exterior. We'll pop the hood, see what's under there. We'll then get a look at what the trunk has, and then we'll move forward to the rear seats and up front. So kind of explain every button, switch, go through the screens and all of that good stuff in that video. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure to go visit my channel for that. But let's focus on driving here. And immediately you notice that the road noise is so much quieter than any other car, really any other car that I've ever driven, to be honest with you. It really is at the level of almost being silent. I bet you could drive this car at 90, 100 miles an hour on the Autobahn, of course, and have a perfectly normal conversation with whoever is in the car without shouting or anything like that. So a little turning circle test there, does very nicely. And we're going to keep it in comfort until our acceleration test, and I'll just kind of let you know when we change it. I'll just keep the driving selector up there. Now this is a mild hybrid vehicle. As you can see, the auto start stop is engaging and disengaging, and I'm not really noticing it. I'm usually not a big fan of the auto start stop thing, but with this system here, it kind of eliminates the actual starter of the vehicle, and it kind of, the alternator becomes an electric generator. To put it into simple terms, an electric motor turns the engine instead of a traditional charger when auto start stop is engaged. So it's kind of a seamless auto start stop system. As you can see, we're just rolling along and the engine has shut off, and the systems are keeping everything going in here, you know, the air conditioning, the radio, and things like that. So that's kind of an advantage to the mild hybrid system. Now, as we can see, the lane keep assist is a little bit picky with the lanes. You know, they're not painted exactly right. We're gonna see if it'll keep us in the lane here. We'll wait till we have no traffic coming up and kind of just ease our way out of the lane. And as you see, it lights up red. It'll kind of steer us right back in the lane like it should. So very kind of seamless system there when it picks up the lanes. It's a little bit picky with picking up the lanes, but when it does, you'll see it all green and lit up and everything, and it does work very well. Now that we're up at 50 miles an hour, it is unbelievably quiet. You really only hear a little bit of tire noise. There's virtually no wind noise at all, even coming from these mirrors. So that's pretty neat. So super well insulated, this vehicle, as far as the road noise goes. Now at this point, we're gonna try out the acceleration here. We're gonna put it into the dynamic mode. As I said earlier, get it up to about 25 miles an hour, then we'll punch it and see how fast it takes to get 60. So pretty brisk acceleration from the A8. Now we're working with a 3-liter turbocharged V6 and has about 335 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. And this is a heavy car. So by no means is it a slouch, but it could use a little bit more power in my opinion. Now, for 2022, they actually axed the 60 powertrain, which was the twin-turbo 4-liter V8. In place of that is just the S8. So if you want a V8 and your A8, you have to get an S8 now. But for city driving, backroads driving, and probably highway driving, this V6 will do just fine. It really does feel like it's a little bit more powerful than 335 horsepower. And the transmission, 8-speed transmission, reacted just fine to me just absolutely flooring it. Reacted pretty quickly, so that's good. Now, kind of making our way over some rougher roads, so I'm going to switch it back to comfort, and immediately the car just relaxes, and so do you. You could really barely feel these bumps, and this is a pretty good alliteration of a New England back road. It's windy, there's lots of elevation change, and there's lots of uneven pavement, lots of pavement that needs to be paved over. For sure. But the A8L, if that's what you're looking for, just to glide over the bumps, this is definitely a great car to do it. And it's an adaptive air suspension too, so it kind of works with the front sensors. It reads the road ahead of you and adjusts the suspension accordingly. So it's a very smart suspension system as well. The brakes are a little bit touchy in this car, I have to say. You know, it's nothing alarming or anything, it's just something I'm picking up from the vehicle. I have to tell you, it's unbelievably comfortable over these rough back roads. This is pretty, this is kind of the hairiest section of the road. As you can see, it's very not well taken care of. Pretty unbelievable the way it takes the bumps. You definitely hear them, but you really can't feel them. I have to say, this is probably the most comfortable car that I have driven on this road. Another thing that has to do with comfort is these seats. They are unbelievably customizable 22-way power seats, and you kind of have a bunch of adjustments that you can go through in the screen. So you kind of just press the center button here and you can go through your massage and all of your different seat adjustments and things like that, temperature balance for the seats, and just a bunch of crazy things. But again, if you're looking for more features like that, please make sure to check out our other video, our dedicated features video on my channel. It really does amaze me how beautifully these A8s drive. Sort of not used to driving A8s all the time, even though I do work at an Audi dealer. It's just pretty amazing how much different, how much more comfortable, quiet, and things like that, that these A8s are compared to the other Audis in the lineup. Not to say that they aren't, and they are more so than other cars, to be honest, but this A8 just steps it up to a whole new level. And of course you'll get the body roll in the corners and things like that, but that is to be expected for a vehicle with such comfortable suspension. And you really don't hear the engine at all unless you're kind of taking off from a stoplight or something like that and just cruising around. As you can see, it just put it into the hill descent mode. It's at 2,500 RPMs and I can't even hear it. All right, so coming back into our little filming studio here, a little abandoned parking lot. What do we have for the wrap-up thoughts on the 2022 Audi A8L? So, comfort is the name of the game, I guess, here. And some pretty nice updates for the 2022 model year. You know, different packaging and little different styling here and there, but it kind of spruces it up since the new S-Class came out and kind of took the world by surprise. It kind of gets this A8 a little bit more competitive against that vehicle. But that pretty much does it. Again, if you have made it this far in the video and you'd like to see a full dedicated features review, definitely check my channel. But I appreciate you guys watching here, and that pretty much concludes our test drive with the 2022 Audi A8L. I hope you enjoyed the video just as I had making it, and I also hope you stay with us here at Ty Drives for future videos just like this one.